So today I want to talk about porting Luke Smith's suckless builds to OpenBSD. Now you may notice that my microphone is a little bit low quality. That's because I'm back on my ThinkPad and for some reason my microphone isn't working, so we're just going to have to use the ThinkPad microphone. Sorry about that one, but I wanted to get this video out. So we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you what happens if we try to compile Luke Smith's build of DWM on OpenBSD. So let's go into downloads and we'll go into DWM. You can see that this is his thing from the larbs.mom file, and if we make it, well, we immediately get a library error, and that's because the directories for things in OpenBSD is different and some libraries are unnecessary because they're already built in and whatnot. So we have to patch the software. Now patching this DWM build, it's very minimal. It didn't take much to do, but I will show you how to actually compile his software on OpenBSD. And I have to talk a little bit about ports first. So the ports video that I made about making ports, I think I ported his ST build in that video. For some reason, it became my most popular video. I think this is because Mental Outlaw, I said this in my last video, I think this is because Mental Outlaw actually made a video about OpenBSD, and then people were searching for OpenBSD, they found me, they watched the video about OpenBSD, or it's history. So it became one of my most popular videos. But I wanted to make more OpenBSD videos, not because I wanted to just like ride on the popularity or whatever. I just want to be able to get things out there, you know. I want to maybe attract the Luke Smith audience as well, so that way they're not out of the loop on OpenBSD, because OpenBSD is very good and minimal. I was actually on FreeBSD until yesterday when I decided to reinstall OpenBSD. I completely got rid of my FreeBSD install. It was just too bloated and it was too complicated to understand, and I just want a simple system that does everything that I need. So that's what I have OpenBSD for. So let's talk about ports. So I'll keep it simple since I already made a video about ports, so if you didn't see that, go check it out. It's not that long, but it's mostly just a tutorial on how to port software. I talk about a little bit what a port is at the beginning, so you really only have to watch that part. But I'll give a brief explanation here. So a port is basically a makefile that lets you compile software not for OpenBSD, but it'll let you compile it on OpenBSD. So you'll find a lot of Linux software ported over to OpenBSD, or even stuff from FreeBSD ported to OpenBSD, and sometimes OpenBSD utilities ported to FreeBSD, you know. We'll port between the BSDs. However, a lot of the time, it's not as simple as just running make. Sometimes you have to do patches, sometimes you have to switch around libraries, or sometimes you might even have to rewrite a couple functions to use commands that only exist on OpenBSD and not Linux. And there's sometimes commands that are on Linux that aren't on OpenBSD, so you have to like emulate them or simulate them or just replace them. Sometimes it's complicated, but most of the time ports are going to be pretty consistently simple. And the port for Luke Smith's DWM and ST and D menu builds, they're all pretty simple as well. So I'll show you how to compile them, and that's basically what we need to do. So first, you want to go into the user ports directory. Now, if you don't have the user ports directory, you just want to go into user and you want to run a git clone, https://github.com/openbsd/ports. And you want to run that. Now, I already have the ports directory, you can see. However, if you don't, you need to run that. Then you need to run another git clone. So git clone https://git.cbps.xyz/swindlesmccoop/openbsd-ports and then space my stuff. This is actually important. It has to be called my stuff or else it's not going to like pick it up properly. However, you can also switch git.cbps.xyz if it's down. You can switch that out for github.com. I have everything mirrored over there, but I use git.cbps.xyz for everything. Now I already have the my stuff directory there. As you can see, this is my ports, and you can find the exact same repository right here. So it's not like it's any different. You can just go on here, and if you change this to github.com, it's still going to be the exact same repository. If it'll load, my internet is a little bit slow as of late. However, yes, so here we go. And I'll just say set up the ports tree, which you can get instructions for there, and you'll see that same repository. So we're going to be porting Luke Smith's build a DWM. Larbs installs it. I'm gonna try and port Larbs to OpenBSD and see if that'll work. Not sure if I'm going to put in all the dedication and set up like a second user account and like maintain it and stuff, but we'll see about porting it. Anyways, we're gonna port this over. So like I showed you, it doesn't normally compile. However, if you have the my stuff directory that you just set up by cloning my repository, you can go into x11 and then dwm-luke, and you can see in here that there's a packages directory, or patches directory, package, distribution information, and then the make file. And all you have to do is run make. And because I've already built the software, then I guess we can just install it. I will actually remove all of it so you can see the make process. So user ports, port object, and then DWM. rm-rf. Do as rm-rf. There we go. And then do as rm-rf user port packages AMD64 all DWM, and then I think we can user ports plist files. Yes, plist AMD64 and then DWM. And I think that should be it. Actually, no. One more. Do as rm-rf user port dist files DWM. So this should have basically it'll think that I've never even built this software before, hopefully. So we run make, and there we go. So it'll fetch the archive, hopefully. Sometimes it'll take a little bit long. It'll run the patches, it'll start compiling it, and that's it. So everything that really needed to be changed was in config.mk, so that's all that I needed to patch, and it compiled everything just fine. And from here, all we have to do is run do as make install, and it won't install because I already have a package. Well, I'm running DWM right now, so it's not gonna do anything. It's just going to try and install it and then realize that I already have DWM installed because I have my build of DWM installed, which you can find if we just go right here. You can find my DWM build. Obviously, it's on the CBPS Git as well, but here's a mirror in case you want it. And it's very simple. I was doing some FreeBSD updates, but I've kind of just abandoned FreeBSD at this point because it's not doing what I want it to do. Anyways, that's how you use Luke Smith's software on OpenBSD. It's very simple, very easy to understand. All you have to do is go into user, ports, my stuff, x11, and you can see all you have to do is go into, like, you can go into D menu, you can make that, or you can go into ST, and you can make that, and you just have to do make, and then do as make install. So that's the end of the video, and I guess if Luke Smith watches this, maybe he'll be more compelled to switch to OpenBSD since it's much more aligned with his computing philosophy.